hello, Facebook. Okay, if you are watching from Facebook, if you are watching the replay, drop us a clock or a timer or something as your replay emoji. And holy cow, there are so many there are so many comments in the chat. Oh my gosh, I lost track while I was trying to get us all on. You guys are so welcome. Yes, lots of you guys are awesome. We have people tuning in from so many different places. Okay, so sorry, we're not running late. I just had to get us live and then I had technical difficulties, but here we are. So first of all, for those of you who don't know me, hi, my name is Morgan. I've been a SeneGence distributor for almost 5 years. I'm coming up on my 5-year anniversary in just 2 weeks, which is so incredible, so crazy. I'm so excited. I'm so excited for those of you that are able to jump on. If you do happen to be watching the stream, I do suggest being on the Zoom if you can, just because the vibe on Zoom is always going to be a little different than just like watching a stream from your phone. There's just something about being on Zoom that kind of makes you feel a little more accountable. So I would love if you would join us on Zoom, and I will be letting you guys in as I see those requests. Okay, so for an explanation of what tonight kind of is, because this is going to be both a training and an actual working Zoom at the same time. I have Ashley Heckman here. She is literally #1 in sales on my entire team. So she's #1 out of 1,300 people, which is nuts. And she is literally like one of my like right-hand people. Like she actually runs our, what we call half-hour hustles. Every single day. If it's not her, it's someone that she has scheduled. She completely handles the half-hour hustles for my entire team. So this is something that we do every single day on our team. And typically the way that it works is we jump on and we immediately jump into action. We immediately jump into activities. And I will explain kind of how that works. Tonight is not going to be exactly like that because we're going to be talking almost the entire time to also explain the activities that we do. Okay, does that make sense? So tonight's going to be both. Okay, you're going to be learning and doing all at the same time. So I hope that you both take notes, but you also take a little bit of action so that you kind of can feel what it's like to be on a half-hour hustle or power hour or whatever you want to call it, especially if you've never been on one before. Hey, I see my girls on. That makes me happy. Okay, let me look back at my notes. First of all, why power hours? How do they work? First of all, I don't know if she's on, but I have to give a shout out to Casey Lofton Smith because her power hour was actually the first one I was ever on, probably a year ago, maybe 2 years ago. I guess it's actually been a little while, but I jumped on a power hour with her a couple years ago and I was like, this is gold. This is like super magical. And so here's kind of my explanation. And this is actually the same explanation that I think Kristen Miller gave in her training earlier this week, where she kind of talked about, have you ever started like doing the dishes? Okay, so you're like going over to your sink to do the dishes. You start doing the dishes, but then you go, I should probably look around my house just in case my kids left some like cups or bowls or something in their rooms, or, there's probably some dishes somewhere. So then you go over to, you start walking around your house and you start picking up the dishes, but then you see the laundry that's on the floor. And then you're like, okay, hold on. Let me get all of this laundry up and let me get this laundry loaded. But then you see the toys and you're like, oh my gosh, or like you trip over a toy while carrying the laundry basket, right? So then you're like, no, I have to get these toys up and out of the way because I can't even walk around my house without tripping over a toy, And so then you go through all of these different things, and then guess what? The dishes never even got done and everything is half done. And so what happens is you get to the end of the day, exactly, Ashley, you get to the end of the day and you're like, I was working all day and I couldn't tell you a single thing that I did. Couldn't tell you a single thing that I finished. Couldn't tell you a single result that I got. And it's the same way in our business. It's the same exact way in our business, because what happens is we jump on Facebook to schedule posts and instead we get a message. And so then we go into Messenger And then we see the little red dot of a notification, and then we go to the notification, and it's like nothing ever actually gets done. So we're in this like hamster wheel where we feel like we are working so much, but it's like, what did I do? What did I do that's actually tangible? And so what we're going to teach you tonight is ways to actually not just like actually get stuff done, like actually get stuff done, but also track what you get done so that at the end of the day, you can go, oh my gosh, I sent this many messages. I scheduled this many posts. I did this many follow-ups. Whatever, like what can be measured can be improved. So we want to start tracking what we're doing because it's going to make us feel more productive. And honestly, we like to kind of know what we're doing in order to stay motivated, right? Okay, so let's just, for now, we're going to jump into it because we do have quite a bit of training that's going to go into this. So let's just see how this feels. Okay, so we're just going to test it out. We're just going to see how this feels. So I am going to set a timer for, let's say 5 minutes. Okay, so you're literally, when you do these activities, you're going to actually set a timer. Like not just say, oh, I'm going to work for 5 minutes. Like, no, it's going to be 5 actual minutes. Not like, 5 Shauna minutes might be different from 5 Christina minutes. We all kind of have different timers in our head. Okay. So you're actually going to set a timer and so I'm going to say right now, we're going to do 5 minutes of commenting. Okay. So right now I'm just going to tell you 5 minutes of commenting. You're going to go comment for 5 minutes. Normally during an actual working Zoom with my team, I would mute myself and I would also do the activity with them. This time I'm going to kind of explain to you like who to comment on, where to comment and all of those things, but I'm going to start the timer and I want you to comment. Oh wait, no, I have to tell you the rules. Hold on. There's 2 rules. You guys, I got ahead of myself. There's 2 rules. Ashley's laughing at me. 2 rules when you are doing this. Yes, don't go to Facebook jail. 2 rules when you're doing this. 1, you do not respond to anything, okay? Another example, you say, oh, I'm gonna go comment for 5 minutes, but then you get 2 comments done and the first person responds to you. So then you go to that person and you start commenting back and forth. So then at the end of 5 minutes, you've only responded to 2 people, or you've only commented twice instead of commenting like 20 times. They can wait 5 minutes. Do not check your notifications when you are doing these activities. This is how you will keep yourself moving forward. And I should tell you this at the end, but what I like to do is I like to do my power hour activities first thing in the morning, because guess what it does? Keeps me busy all day responding to messages, responding to comments, because I did all of my activities in the morning and then I can spend the entire rest of the day responding. Okay, so very important that you don't respond. And then 2, you want to track. You want to have, like, I call them tally marks, but some people make fun of me for calling them tally marks. I don't know what else you would call them, but I call them tally marks. And so, every time you make a comment, make a little tally mark. Okay. So now I promise I'm going to set the alarm for 5 minutes. Okay. So you have 5 minutes to comment on social media, and then I'll kind of explain to you, my belief in commenting and kind of the different places that I comment for the most, like why I believe in this so much. Do not go to Facebook jail. Do not just do like emojis. Do not just copy and paste comments. Like, you will go to Facebook jail if you're just trying to win the race and do like 100 comments in 5 minutes. Like, please don't do that. Like 10 comments is fine. But the very first place that I like to look, if you have ever heard of my funnel, I have like Morgan's magical funnel is what I call it. So the first place that I like to go to is if you go to your own personal profile and you scroll to your friends right here, then you're going to click on recent. Okay. My recent friends list is what I work the most. That's where I look the most, because these are people that I've sent friend request or that I've connected with in the last 3 weeks. So that friend, oh my gosh, that most recent friends list is your friends from the last 3 weeks. So if you are continuously expanding your network, that recent friends list will stay full. Okay. So as you do parties, are you friend requesting people? As you do vendor events, are you friend requesting people? As you do whatever, are you friend requesting people? If you're friend requesting people, you will continuously fill that recent friends funnel. If you do not comment on their posts within the first 3 weeks and they disappear from that list, you are never going to remember them. If you don't connect with them in the first 3 weeks, you are probably never going to connect with them. I live and breathe in my most recent friends list. They will be my best friend by the time they are done with that being on that list, and they will start commenting on my stuff. I will comment on their stuff enough and connect with them enough in the first 3 weeks that by the time they're off of that, they are my friend and they are connected with me. Does that make sense? So here, I'll show you how this can actually work that makes it super, super efficient. Is you just tap on their name and then you scroll down. I only comment on posts that are up to 4 days old because I frequently have posts that are 4 days old pop up in my newsfeed. They don't need to know that I'm actually like targeting them in a way. So nothing older than 4 days old, that to me feels weird, but I will comment as much as once a day if they're posting every single day. I do check this daily. And so what you can do is you can scroll to their most recent post, you comment on it with a genuine comment, and then you easily just, then you can just scroll back. So then you tap, you go to the next one, you comment, and then you swipe back. And then you go to the next one, and you comment, and you swipe back. So this is like a little list that's already made for you, and that's really easy to manage as far as like, click, go to their profile, swipe back. The most recent section is on your personal profile. Go to your friends, and then there's a recent. As long as you have a friend within the last 3 weeks, you have a recent friends list on your, if people don't have anything to comment on, then I don't comment. A lot of people don't. There are some other strategies that we're gonna teach you guys tonight. But like, I'm not, like, again, I don't want to be weird about it. So if there's someone who doesn't comment a lot on social media or post a lot on social media, that's okay. There are other ways that you can connect with them. So I wouldn't worry about it too much. But I do like to check it. I do check it every single day, just in case there's someone who only posts like once every 3 weeks. Hey, that's one comment I'll get in 3 weeks, you know? Okay, so that's one list that I love. You can do the same thing in your customer group, okay? So if you have a customer group on Facebook, which I'm assuming most of you do, you're gonna go into your admin settings, you're gonna go to growth, and then you're gonna go to membership, and you're gonna be able to see all of your top contributors, okay? And it's the same exact thing. When you have your top contributors, you can click on the first person's name, ideally, unless my mom is in Facebook jail, because my phone will not pull up her profile. It's highly possible she goes to Facebook jail like once a week. I'm not even kidding. Okay, so then I'm gonna go to my mom's profile, just in this example, and then I'm gonna, scroll down. I was like, please, what did my mom post? This is gonna be embarrassing. I shouldn't have mentioned that. And comment on something, right? And then again, you just swipe back, you go to the second person, and then same thing. You can comment on their post. Oh, that's it. That was 5 minutes, you guys. Look at how quick and easy that was. But let me tell you just a little bit about why I believe in commenting, because I know that I've had a lot of leaders that will message me that are just like, why is commenting something that you even focus on? And if you don't know me well, I'm super nerdy, where most people like talk about how much they hate the Facebook algorithm. I love it. I love the Facebook algorithm. The admin section, okay, hold on. I'll explain the algorithm in just a second. So you're gonna click the shield in the upper right-hand corner. Then you're gonna you're gonna scroll down to where it says shortcuts, and you're gonna click on growth, and then you'll click on members, and then you'll have your top contributors in there. And here's the thing, there's a lot of different lists that you can do. You can even, and I don't have time to explain this right now, but you can, it looks different for you, Ashley. Oh, maybe Android is different. But you can even make your own friends lists, if you guys didn't know that. You can make your own lists. I wonder if I can pull mine up on my phone. Let's see, maybe not. So you can make your own friends lists from your friends. And then, so I have a list that's called customers. And so when I click on that list, the only posts I see in my newsfeed are my customers, and that's it, because that list is curated. And so you can curate your newsfeed and you can have different lists of different people. Custom friends list, yes, you can absolutely do that. So commenting in where did you learn about algorithm news? So here's the thing. I could do a whole training on this, and I don't want to take up too much time. But I just understand. Here's the overall. You want to know the secret? Here's the secret. The secret is social media wants you to be social. Social media is there for you to create relationships online. Social media is not there for you to spam people. Social media is not there for you to sell to people. Social media is a way for you to be social with humans online. So guess what? When you comment on their posts and they comment back, Facebook literally goes, oh, they're friends. They want to talk to each other. So I should probably show them each other's posts. So your posts that never get seen will start to get seen more because you are creating conversations intentionally with the people that you want to see your posts. It's a way of getting them to see your posts without actually having to get them to see your posts, without having to be spammy. It's saying, hey, Facebook, we're friends. You should show them my posts because, hey, we're over here having this side conversation. She probably also wants to know that lip balm is on sale, you know? And so like by you having this side conversation, I swear to you, your overall engagement will go up when you become a giver on social media. So go comment on all the people's posts that you want to see yours, and Facebook will actually go, oh, they want to see each other's posts, and they'll be way more likely to see your posts. So yes. Next up, I'm gonna make you do something maybe out of your comfort zone. How many of you are currently wearing lip sense? Enough people? Not everybody. It is kind of late at night. Okay, but every single day, literally almost every single day, I like to post a wow video in my stories. You guys might be like, oh my gosh, wow videos are so 2017. Nope. Every day, literally hardly a day goes by that I'm not doing this in my stories. Oh my gosh, it's been 5 years and I'm still obsessed, like every day, okay? So on my team hustle, oh my gosh, half-hour hustles, I will say, you have 1 minute to go post a wow video in your stories. And all you have to do is record a 6-second video of you going like this, get it posted in your stories. That's it. So I will, because I'm nice, I will give you 2 minutes, but I really think you probably only need 1, okay? So I press go, you have 2 minutes, and I'm gonna do it too. Okay, alarm went off. You guys are awesome. Yes, shadow sense. Yes. So you can wow with anything. And let me give you a little. How many of you did it? How many of you did it? Do we have like, yes, you guys rock. Here's the thing. Okay. I'm gonna just go off on a tangent. Ash is gonna be like, Morgan, you talk too much. Just kidding. Couple of different things. One, Anisha, no one is in the waiting room, so I'm not sure. But couple of things. One, I really truly believe in the power of oh my gosh, what can I say? Like, together we're an ocean. I say this to my team a lot. Like, as an individual, you might not feel like you really make a very big impact. And here's the thing, as individuals, honestly, we don't. It's when we come together. And so I know that's why I love coming together on Zoom, because we can actually say like me. You can see that, 20 of us, 50 of us, 100 of us all did wow videos at the same time. But like, when you truly believe that like everyone is working together just for the greater good of Senegence, it's such just a mindset shift of like, every day when I post a reel, I'm like, I don't know if anyone is even going to watch this. But then I think about like how many people I've taught to post reels. And it's like, well, if there's 100 of us doing it, that's a lot more exposure to what shadow sense is and what lip sense is, and understanding that you're part of something that's like so much greater. I really believe in that. So anyway, I just wanted to share that every day, if you feel silly posting a wow video, just know that all it's helping to do is, add more exposure to what lip sense is, and adding more exposure to Senegence, and everything you do in your life kind of just adds to that. You used an old video. You already did your nighttime routine. Okay. And then the next thing I was going to say, again, off on kind of a tangent. Tiffany, new video every day. So like, here's an example. Like literally, I just did this. It's just that every single day, I don't know if you guys can really see it, but that's all I just did. I literally just go like this. So it's not like, it's not like it's a new video. It's nothing fancy. I literally just almost every single day at some point, I'm doing this and I'm showing off lip sense basically every day. And something I was going to say as well is that I really truly believe that that the very best thing that you can do for your business, the very best thing, okay, I'm giving you guys lots of like secrets, even though they're not really secrets. The very best thing that you can do for your business is to use your products every single day publicly. Use your products every single day publicly, somehow, some way, every single day. And if you do that every single day, you will see your business grow. And so the problem is people overthink it. And again, this is like a whole separate training, but we overthink it. We think I don't have time to do a pretty wow video, or I don't have time to go live, or I don't have time to do this. I showed my girls today, I take my phone every single day, just my normal, and I will sit it right here. You can't see it, but I will sit it right here on my laptop, and I do my skincare right here. Same products every single day. Climate Control, Daytime Moisturizer, Eye Illuminator. I literally just sit my phone. It's not even at a cute angle. You can go look at my stories right now. I promise you will see it in my stories. These 3 products every single day. I record it on my phone. It's not a cute video. And then I speed it up, and then I put it in my stories. Every single day, the people watching my stories see me do the same exact 3 things, because it takes me literally a minute to record the whole video, speed it up, throw it in my stories, and I check the box every single day. So guess what? I sell Climate Control, Eye Illuminator, and Daytime Moisturizer because my customers see me use them every single day. Does that make sense? Okay. So anyway, let's move on. I will pass it over to Ashley to talk about how she massively expands not only her network, but the network of our entire team through this next step that she's going to have you guys do.
Oh, well, no pressure there. Hi guys, my name is Ashley. So I learned this phrase from Morgan, so don't feel attacked from me. But a lot of times when we are, kind of down in the dumps a little bit, and we're like, well, my customers aren't buying, and I don't have a lot of friends, and my network isn't big, Morgan tells us, okay, go find new friends. So I focus a lot on finding new friends. in our half-hour hustles, because the girls that hop onto these half-hour hustles, they need that network expansion. They need that support. They need those, business activities that are going to give them results. Maybe not immediately, but what you do now is going to pay you back in 90 days. Okay. So I am going to set a timer for 5 minutes, and we are going to add friends. Okay. So you're going to send friend requests. This is not adding people into your customer group. That comes later. Okay. So we're going to send friend requests to people. Okay. So I'm going to set my timer. Oh, I did have it open. Apparently I closed it. There it is. Okay. So I'm going to set my timer, and I'm not going to mute myself just like Morgan didn't. I'm going to kind of walk you through where I go. All right. So I had this, I don't know, come to Jesus moment, like a couple of months ago. I have a very large customer group, and I looked to see who in my customer group is on my friends list. Okay. Because your customers, you want them to like you, know you, and trust you. But how are they going to like you, know you, or trust you if they're not your friend? If they're not seeing the things that you put on your personal page? Okay. If they're not getting to know you and your life. So I go through my customer group, and I sit there, and every single person that is not on my friends list, I sit there and I add them as friends. Okay. How long did I set the timer for? 5 minutes. So that's one place that you can go in and you can add new friends, right? Another place that you can focus is the people you may know section. Okay. So that people you may know section gets a little bit tricky, because it's going to show you people that might have distributors in common with you if you have a lot of friends as distributors. So you always want to make sure that the people that you're requesting from that section are people that you don't have another distributor in common with. Okay. You want to add people to your network that are going to eventually potentially become a customer for you. So if you add a friend that, Linda's on my team. So if I add a friend that's on Linda's already on Linda's friends list, chances are she's already a potential customer for Linda. So I don't want to connect with that person for a business reason, right? Is there a place in your group to see who is not your friend, or do you go through your members individually? So what I do is I think it's easiest to do it from your laptop, honestly. And I know that we run our businesses from our phones, but when you're talking about adding friends from your customer group, if you go into your customer group on a laptop and you go to members, it's a lot easier to see there who isn't your friend. You just kind of scroll through and you just hit add friend, right? And then one of the things that I encourage people to do is in your party groups. Okay. So we have party groups, right? We have parties that we're running this week. Every single guest in that group, you should have sent a friend request to. Okay. So now it's 3 months later, and that group is still there. And maybe not everyone accepted your friend request. So what I also do is I go into old party groups, and I will go through the group members list again, and I will resend friend requests that still show as pending. Okay. Because sometimes, I'm sure it happens to you, it happens to me, I miss notifications. I had a group that Morgan invited me to a group, and she was like, I'm inviting you to this group because I want you to check this out. It literally was 8 hours later before I saw the notification. I was about to send her a message to be like, can you just send me the link here, because it's not in my notifications. And then 8 hours later, it showed up. That happens to other people. So you could have sent that friend request, and it might not have been intentional that they didn't accept it. So you kind of have to think outside the box a little bit, and just, I guess, be a little more proactive. Maybe that's the word I'm looking for. And then the other thing, I can't believe I feel like I did set the timer, right? Yeah, there's a minute and a half left. Okay. So I'm going to touch on one other thing for finding new friends, and it is hobby groups. Okay. So for hobby groups, I was a very big skeptic in the beginning. I was they're hokey. I don't have time for hobby groups. I'm not going to be able to plug into it. I have way too many other things going on. And then I started watching my team members have success with hobby groups. Okay. So then I went out and I researched hobby groups, and I found hobby groups that matter to me. And that's the key. The group has to mean something to you. You have to join a group that you're going to want to go look at. Okay. You have to join a group that isn't going to just become another group in your list of groups. All right. So for me, moms of children with autism. Okay. That's like my number one group. All right. And then I have another one that has to do with being a first time girl mom, because I just gave birth to my first daughter this past year, first and last child, first daughter, last child. Like I have my adopted like 16-year-old daughter, but this is my first like baby girl. Okay. So like I joined that group, and those two groups right there, I have made so many connections with over the last 3 months because the groups matter to me. They fit my niche, like for my business. And I've have real conversations with these people. I'm in groups for like, that was our timer. I'm in groups for things like, Grey's Anatomy and like being a Dallas Cowboys fan. And like, I just scroll right through past that stuff. Like, sure, I'm a fan, but like, it doesn't draw me into the group. So I'm going to stop talking about that because our timer went off. This is where you wanted to do the pop-up thing, right?
No, I'm switching.
We're not going to do it. Okay.
Because I think that I really actually want to push this a little bit more, because a lot of you are probably primarily Facebook, and learning how to expand your network on Facebook is such a skill, because I feel like we've all been kind of taught, like, you friend the people that are your real life friends and you bring them onto Facebook. Whereas like you can like, I don't talk to the humans in person. I do not talk to humans in person. I make friends online via Facebook, because I've been on Facebook since I was 15, which is probably weird, but like I've literally been on Facebook for 17 years since it started. I was like one of the first 500,000 people on Facebook because, again, I'm a nerd. Okay. So I shouldn't have talked about that. That doesn't matter. So my point is, I want to talk more about hobby groups a little bit so you can understand. And I'm going to give you another tip for people that you can then friend request tomorrow. Okay. So here's how we do this. It's not just about, because I saw someone ask about like no solicitors, right? Like what if they say no solicitors? You need to understand, we're not going into these hobby groups and talking about business. This has nothing to do with business. This has to do with, you're joining a hobby group because it's like a social group in person. Say you love your Peloton or whatever, and you love, some people like to go to spin class. Again, I don't talk to humans in person, but I will join a Peloton group and I will talk to people from the Peloton group, and I will make friends with people from the Peloton group. I will send them friend requests. Maybe we can take the same workouts together or whatever. Like I can friend them on Peloton, right? So I'm friending them via Facebook and I'm getting to know them and I'm talking to them about the Peloton. But here's where this all comes full circle. So you'll start to understand how my funnel works and the funnel that I teach to my team. I'm friend requesting them. I'm talking to them, not about business. But then because I'm talking to them, Facebook shows them my posts. And what do I post about? Do you understand how this comes full circle? So I'm building relationships with them, but then they see everything that I'm posting because I'm building a relationship with them. And so it's actually, again, it's this full circle way of getting your business out there without having to be a confident personality. Like I am not confident when it comes to sales, but I've been able to find success via other ways because people come to me because I build relationships with them. Does that make sense? And so here's what we're going to do. If you are already in hobby groups, any group, a mom group, a local, it could be a local neighborhood group, like we're all probably in groups. But if you're not in groups, I'm going to set an alarm for I'm going to give you 4 minutes, okay? And you're going to do one of two things. Yes, true crime, great one. I'll tell you the ones I'm in. I'm in ADHD. I'm in both moms of ADHD and moms with ADHD who have kids with ADHD. I'm in all of those groups, all the things, anything ADHD, please help me. So I'm in those. And then I'm in groups about Enneagram because I love personality stuff. And then I'm in a lot of network marketing groups because I love to coach and train on network marketing, obviously. And so what I want you to do is, if you're not in any hobby groups, I want you to go join just, let's say, 5 maximum. Okay. There's a reason. So 5 maximum. If you're already in some that you can think of off the top of your head, I want you to go ask a stupidly easy question. Something like, I'm looking for a new gym. What's your favorite gym in the area? Or what is your favorite Mexican restaurant in the area? Or like if it's Peloton, you know, I'm looking for some new rides. What are your favorite ones? Like go ask a question that is so simple. Sorry, now I'm starting the timer. You have 4 minutes to do either of those things. Or you can join, and if you get accepted, ask a very easy question. Because what are you gonna do when you get 100 comments on this question? You're gonna friend request them, and you're gonna have found some people that are interested in creating relationships online, because they would not comment on your post if they were not people who are already active on social media. This is how you find your humans. You ask the questions that you think in your head, but that you don't usually ask because you might just search, or maybe you go to Google like normal humans, you know, but instead you ask the silly question that you know is gonna get 100 comments, because then you can get 100 new friends. Do you see how this works? It's like, ta-da, it's like this magical circle. If you could write anything on a conversation heart, what would it be? That's so cute. I love it. Chrissy said she's in so many hobby groups and runs several. Okay, so while we have, because you have 3 minutes to do both of these things, what I want you to understand is having a small amount of groups is going to help you to become someone known in those groups. And this can be really important because a lot of these groups are going to have thousands of people in them. The Peloton groups have, I keep using that as an example, but it comes up on in my posts a lot because I look at it a lot, right? And so they have 50,000 people, 100,000 people. But when you become someone who comments and engages regularly, then they might see your name, which means whenever you do finally decide to send a friend request to people, they might have already seen your name commenting on other people's posts. Or maybe they saw your post asking about your favorite class that got 500 comments on it, right? And so then when you send them a friend request and you connect with them, then they go, oh yeah, I actually saw your, you know, I saw your post a week ago asking about your favorite class. Did you ever try that Taylor Swift one or whatever? And then they're able to create conversation with you because you're both active in the same group. So that's why I don't really bounce around groups. I really stay in the same ones because, again, it's just like, it's my way of being social. And I know everybody's different. So if this isn't your way, that's totally okay. But understand this can be very, very powerful. Again, just because of the way that social media works. When you can find people that you actually want to connect with and have real conversations about things that you enjoy, then it will lead into business. It will. And I know it feels like a longer term game, but it will lead into business. Andrea, that's kind of, here's the thing about network marketing groups is that in network marketing groups, people are either, I don't even know how to explain it. If you want to be a trainer, then yes, of course, you can become someone who people look at as a trainer. If you're only in them to like try to build your business, then no, I wouldn't really dabble with that because that's something that can be the opposite effect. Like you can get a bad reputation really quickly if you do this wrong. But if you're going into the group, like I said, I'm in a lot of network marketing groups because I share trainings or I share tips and tricks because I look at it as I'm helping as network marketing grows, I get to grow. So I look at it as helping the field. I don't look at it as I hope all of these people become my customers. I'm like, okay, I love to be a trainer. So it just really depends. Do you recommend public or private groups or both? I don't really notice a difference personally. I think if you are genuinely interested, then that's all that matters. Like I genuinely check the Enneagram group like every day because they're like literally my same personality, you know, and I check the ADHD group, especially when I'm like having trouble, you know, so groups that you would genuinely check. Okay, hold on, 2. Okay, so that timer's up. Megan, I mean, if the rules say that, then I don't know that I would because I don't want to get kicked out of a group. But I've never actually noticed that in any groups that I am in. And like I said, it's very different to friend request someone and not talk about business because then it's genuine. And it's like if you make a post and they comment and you're commenting back in the post and then you say, hey, I'm going to message you instead and you take it into Messenger, I don't think it's weird. This is really just, here's a better explanation of all of this. This is what I have naturally done to make friends my entire life. And then I took it and I turned it into a business strategy. Okay. So this is what some introverts naturally do. But I took it and was like, hey, this is something that we can actually use to build a business. So it's not icky. It really is like real and genuine. It's just also a strategy. Okay, so let's see. We're gonna do just 3 minutes really quick. I would rather you do this a little bit longer, but just to be able to teach you one more thing, and then I will let Ashley do her last one. So for 3 minutes, what I want you to do is I want you to watch people's stories and message them from their stories. So if you know what that means, then I'm going to set a timer and you have 3 minutes. And remember to take the tally marks of how many you send messages to. 3 minutes. And if you don't know what this means, I'm going to explain it to you. Okay. So watch people's stories. You can mute me for 3 minutes if you already know what to do. Okay. So at the top of your newsfeed, you have people's stories up here, right? So these are all up here at the top of your newsfeed. What you're going to do is, if you've never really been someone to watch people's stories before, we will use Becky as an example because Becky is on here. So you're going to tap on the story. You can hold it by pressing it down. If you press it down, it will pause it. You can tap forward. Look at her. Look at her. Look at her doing the challenge. Yes. Or you can tap backwards to go backwards. Love it. And then I'm just going to send her a message and say, what? That lipstick is magic. Okay. So I just sent her a message. Okay. And Facebook or Instagram or either. Either is totally perfect. But here's why this is amazing. Because I sent her a message from her story. Okay. Well, now she's gone because I watched it. But like down here, it says send message. So I sent her a message from her story, but then it actually goes directly into her messenger. So this is a very easy way to get into Messenger with your customers or with your friends. Okay. I will tell you, most people do not use stories unless they are already in network marketing or already trying to sell you something. Most people are not using stories. But when you can find people that use stories, this is a really great way to create a very simple relationship and a really great way to get into their messenger without just like icky awkwardly having to get into their messenger because you're watching their stories. So I will tap through people's stories. And yes, I always get this question of what if it's all network marketers? Totally fine. I support other network marketers like crazy. So I'm not going to like tap through other Senegence distributors. Like, well, I probably do watch Becky's, honestly. That's why she's at the front of mine, right? But like for the most part, I'm not tapping through Senegence distributors. But if they're in other network marketing companies, of course, most of my customers are in other network marketing companies. A lot of women are in other network marketing companies, right? They still need lipstick. They still need makeup. And so I will tap through, and some of my best customers have come from, me commenting and asking questions about their products. So then they ask questions about mine. And so going through, tapping through people's stories, and just making conversations with them from their stories. And then you can also go into your messenger. So if you go into your messenger, again, this might be different on Android, but on iPhone, you can click this middle one. And this is another way to see everyone's stories that I think is a little bit more manageable. And there's your timer. A little bit more manageable. Okay, so let's see. Melissa said, let's see. Your old Facebook group for a party, 31 members in it, not friends with any of them. Any suggestion to connect with them? Same thing. And here, okay, here's the thing. This is all going to feel uncomfortable. Have you guys, you've all heard of Fraser Brooks because he was our keynote. So most of you have heard of Fraser Brooks, okay? Fraser Brooks would say, I love when he says this, a lot of what we do is weird. It's weird that we make money by friend requesting people online and creating relationships online and then selling them products. That's weird. But it's also weird like that we get paid for it. So it's like, it's all about kind of choosing your weird. Like, do you want to feel weird about sending the friend request that's a year old? Or do you want to feel weird that you like get money in your bank account? Like, which one do you want to feel weird about? And so, yes, choose your weird, seriously. And another thing that I love that he does is he says, if you can do this, you can build a business online. And so, yes, it feels weird to friend request people, especially if it's from a year ago, but I will tell you, they more than likely will not remember. They won't remember. They're just going to see a random friend request from a random person, and they will decline if they want to, but they will accept if they want to. And so if they decline, you don't even notice. If you do this every single day, you do not notice how many people decline. It does not happen. If you friend request 5 people a day, 1 person a day accepts, that's 365 new friends at the end of a year. Do you understand? So it's like, send 5 friend requests a day. It doesn't have to be a big thing. Don't pay attention. And then some will accept, some won't. But when they do, they go into your most recent friends list, and then you spend 10 minutes a day commenting. And this is why it's called a funnel. And this is why it's these hour-long activities that we do, because we spend 10 minutes commenting, 10 minutes engaging in Messenger, 10 minutes engaging in hobby groups, and then 10 minutes friend requesting, who then go into our recent friends list where we comment. So it's this like circle of creating relationships online. Okay, Ashley, you're up for the hard one. So you can have the hard one now.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, so I am going to kind of touch on follow-ups. All right. So one of the things that I was going to highlight for you specifically tonight is one of the things I like to do is go through Square and I search for mascara. Like I literally go into invoices and I search for lash scents. Okay. And anybody who has purchased longer than 3 months ago, I get into Messenger and I say, hey, I'm going to be, was I supposed to start a timer? Okay. So I'm going to start a timer. I'm so sorry. So I'm going to start a timer. And the point of doing the point that we're going to do here is trying to get some sales using follow-ups. Okay. And using refills as the reason to send those messages. All right. So you go into Square, you search your invoices for lash scents and you're pulling it up and you're looking. So it's February. So you will be looking at people who haven't purchased it since like November, right? Because November, January, February. Yeah. So like November-ish. Okay. And you want to send them a message to be like, hey, I'm going to be placing a bulk order this weekend. I noticed you haven't ordered mascara since whenever. We do always recommend replacing your mascara every 90 days to prevent, bacteria growth and potential infections. Did you want to grab a mascara with my bulk order? I'll do it with free shipping. Right? Like you're just being very simple, educating them on why it's important to replace the mascara and trying to get a sale. Okay. So, it's like my favorite, follow-up related to sales. Okay. Cause it's really easy because it doesn't feel like I'm just talking to them about the sale. I'm educating them and I'm concerned and I want to make sure that they know that that's something that needs to be replaced. Right. So I would spend 5 minutes. I would go into Square. I would search by lash scents and then I would sit there and I would send all of those messages. Okay. And that's all I'm doing during that 5-minute time. I'm not like responding to people. I'm not sending invoices during that time. I'm trying to do it. How often do you sorry, I can't have my glasses on while, so I'm trying to read this. How often do you follow up for refills for things like gloss or shadow scents? I typically don't, but I will tell you, I hit mascara, primer, and eyeliner. Because those things go like right at that waterline, right at your lash line. Those are things that can potentially cause infections if they're not replaced properly. Okay. So usually if I'm going for lash scents and I guess people will buy primer individually from mascara from me. Like they might buy the mascara first and then add primer on later. But typically I can catch everybody that has primer by searching by for that lash scents for the mascara. And then in that message where I'm like, hey, do you want to replace your mascara? And they're like, oh yeah, sure. And then I'm like, oh, by the way, did you want to throw a primer in with that? Because if you have one and it's more than 3 months old, you should also replace that. So you kind of like you're following up, but you're also upselling in that moment. I follow up about CCM every 6 months if they have not reordered on their own. CCTM is another one. CCTM is hard for me. CCTM, I think I have to replace mine every like 4 months. So like, it depends on how frequently they use. Cleanser and moisturizer is the same. It's a little bit harder for me to judge because if people aren't great about doing it in the morning and at night, that stuff can last a lot longer than it's supposed to. Whereas mascara, I can be like, it doesn't matter if your tube isn't empty. You could potentially get an infection from the bacteria if you don't replace it every 90 days. So mascara is a really easy one to kind of like lock into. Okay, so you're just kind of, Lizzie's giving her advice there. I love that. And you wanted me to kind of touch on other follow-ups, correct? Like just kind of like a little bit, or yes or no? Or just like, keep it to me.
Whatever. You just talk about whatever you want. I listen to you all day. You can give me two guys.
All right, so you can't, obviously you can't just focus on trying to get sales when you're doing follow-ups, right? And I'm horrible. No, I'm not horrible anymore. I was horrible at follow-ups, but I found something that works for me. Okay. I am a paper person. So I print out all of my invoices when I ship. Well, when they order, but we're not going to go through my whole process. So that's a whole training in itself. But this is what I ship off of. Okay. So everything that's highlighted are the items that I ship to my customers, and I make myself a pile after I have everything packed up and the tracking numbers are on, and I've sent them their tracking number through email with Pirate Ship or shipped, whatever, ship.com, whatever you use. I take that pile of invoices and I message every single customer and I say, hey, your order with the Love Potion collection shipped today. Once you should have the tracking in your email. If you don't, let me know and I'll resend it. I message every single person, okay? And then they go into the top of my file. And then in a couple of days or the end of that week, I pull that pile one more time and I track the order. I make sure it delivered. And then I message them again. I wanted to let you know that it shows delivered on my end. I just was checking in to make sure you received it and everything was in good order. Nothing was broken, blah, 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 whatever. So then at that point, I've touched that customer with a follow-up 2 times just from keeping myself accountable with this pile of paper. This little pink sticky note on here says done after my 3rd touch, because then I wait another week and then I message them and I ask if they use their products and if they've have any trouble with the application or anything like that. Okay. And then once I've had that 3rd touch with them, I put the done sticky note on here and I stick it into my file. All right. So this paper here is what keeps me accountable to doing a follow-up. If I had to rely on Square on my computer and that electronic version, you know, I would never keep it straight. I would never, ever remember to do the follow-up. I would forget what shipped when, and I just wouldn't do it. I need the paper. So that's all my follow-ups.
You are amazing. Okay, so a couple of things I want to wrap up by explaining to you guys. And this is really going to kind of be, in my opinion, the magic that actually brings this all together of everything that we've talked about. One, or maybe I should give this to you at the end. Okay, hold on. 3 minutes, Morgan, focus. Here's the thing. Yes, this whole video is in the global training group. So we're still live in the global training group right now. There's like literally 30, 40 people watching in the global training group live, which is amazing. Okay, but here is why all of this works. And it's actually because, like, you know, I saw a bunch of you saying like, I do follow-ups every 2 weeks or I do follow-ups every whatever. That's amazing. You are probably a very scheduled personality who honestly probably doesn't need timers and power hours. Do you understand? There are lots of people who can't do anything. And we are like, I am so scattered. Everyone always tells me, how are you so organized? I'm not. I remember to do follow-ups like once every 2 months. And so when I do remember, I remember for about 30 seconds. And if I don't stop and do it in that moment, I will not remember even 10 minutes later. So I have to literally set a timer and say for 10 minutes, I'm going to do follow-ups. Okay. And so what I'm saying is when you learn how to set the timers and have the activities, then what happens is you can learn to take action in those 10 seconds where you're like, wait, I want to work on something right now. Like when you just want to like hyper focus again, if you, I'm like showing my ADD real big right now. But like, seriously, that's why the timers and the lists work really, really well, because it's like, sometimes you're like, oh my gosh, I have 10 minutes. I didn't realize I was going to have 10 minutes. And so then instead of spending 10 minutes planning what you're going to do for 10 minutes, you just stop and you're like, okay, I know that in 10 minutes, I can do 10 comments, or I know that in 5 minutes, I can watch 10 people's stories and send them messages. Or I know I have 2 minutes. I can make a post in a hobby group and expand my network by 30 people. Like when you get into the routine of doing these activities, when you find 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 15 minutes, you actually can immediately take action. And that's what makes this so different than anything else, is because it doesn't involve needing to be planned, because it's actually a little bit more like, again, I'm going to go into my story just for like 2 seconds. I always say I built my business from my car. Clearly now I do this full time. I have purple hair in a purple office. Like I feel like it's probably very obvious that I sit here all day and this is all I do. But I built this business working. I was away from home 12 hours a day, and I was only working my business about 2 to 3 hours a day. But I was working my business. Here's how I built my business. And you'll see this reflected in this power hour. Every single morning at 6 a.m., I would go live and I would do my makeup. And then I would get to work. I would sit in the parking lot for about 10 minutes at literally 7:50 a.m. And I would make some posts in my group, and I would schedule out like 3 posts while I was at work. And then on my lunch break, I would either send messages, depending on if people comment, or I would comment if anyone had commented on anything, or I would do another live video like changing my gloss or something. And then at night, I would watch trainings, I would learn how to send email campaigns, and I would do more commenting, okay? So I learned how to pack my entire business into these 5, 10, 20-minute time frames, because that's all I had. Back when like I was working full time and my husband was working nights, and I have 3 kids at home, it's like I literally had to learn how to build my business in tiny, tiny increments. And you never know when you're gonna have 10 minutes. When you have 3 kids, it's like, oh my gosh, they're quiet right now. They might not be quiet 5 minutes from now. So I need to learn what I can do right now in this moment, okay? So that's why when you measure it and you really start to actually do it, you can learn what you can pack into these small snippets of time. Does that make sense? So here is what I made for you guys. I'm going to drop this into the comments, and I will put this in the global group. It will be in the global group in case this gets lost. If you downloaded boards, which I hope you did, because I just gave you a board. I really hope that was the right one. Let me just double check, because I get very nervous and I'm going to send you guys to the wrong board. Yes. Okay. So I made you a power hour board that has 5-minute activities, 10-minute activities, 15-minute activities, and then a few pieces of content. Okay. So this is like, it's not everything, but it's everything I could think of. I messaged Ashley pictures of everything and was like, hey, these are the things. And she was like, add these things. So there's like 10 things in 5 minutes, 10 things in 10, 10 things in 15. So if you ever find yourself where you're like, I have 10 minutes and I like just want to do something, literally click on the board, open it, and go, okay, Morgan said I can do a live video in 10 minutes. Or Morgan said I can do stories in 5 minutes. Or Morgan said I can send an email campaign in 15 minutes. And just like look at it and just go, okay, I can move my business forward in 5, 10, 15-minute increments. Does that make sense? And so I know the board isn't like truly, like it's not magical. I literally just like typed it up. But yes, so that is something that should hopefully help you guys a lot. Is the board posted to the Facebook Live? I will be putting it into the global group in just a couple of minutes if you are watching on Facebook. Okay, I was gonna give you one more thing, but I won't because we are over time. So let's, I know some of you have already tagged me in your stories, which is amazing. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna spend like 1 minute taking pictures. And what I want you to do is to take the picture, that whatever picture you take, it could be of the Zoom, it could be of your notes, it could be a selfie, whatever, it could be a selfie with your whatever. We're going to spend like a minute taking pictures, and I want you to post them in your stories. And I would love it if you wanted to. You don't have to, but I would love it if you would tag me, and I would love it if you would tag Ashley. It's Ashley Heckman. She is Mama Bear Beauty. Is that, no. What's it called? Mama Bear Beauty, something like that. Help me.
Mama Bear Beauty 8. You think I know? That's really funny.
We should know.
Mama Bear, Mama Bear Beauty 8.
I would love that because I think like I just want to give her a huge shout out for being brave enough to even jump on this Zoom with me and all of you. So I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna take some pictures. If you want to like say cheese when I do, you don't have to, but you guys can take pictures too. And then I would love to see all of your stories. So I'm gonna start on page 1, and we will just do page 1, 3, 2, 1. And then we will go to page 2, and I'll just keep smiling in case I'm on your different page. Page 2, page 3, 3, 2, 1, page 4, 3, 2, 1, and page 5, 3, 2, 1. I always feel so silly, but you guys rock. Okay, so thank you so much. I guess I could have ended the stream instead of them watching us take pictures for a minute. But yeah, thank you guys so much for jumping on. I hope this was helpful. I hope it was beneficial. I will get the board if you missed the link into the Facebook stream, and I hope you enjoy the next like 5 days of the rest of the trainings. We are literally changing Senegence in a matter of a week, and I'm so excited about it. So thank you guys so much, and I hope you guys have a wonderful night.